Story 1. I do valet parking. I am a 35-year-old male. I literally just park people's vehicles for them at their convenience. Yes, I have 2 degrees and am very overqualified. I have also been in other high-end management and leadership positions for the last 8 years in hospitality and education. This valet job is by far the best thing I have ever done. I am outdoors all day in my favorite city. I get to help people in need, and I get regular exercise unintentionally. It is good practice to run for guests' vehicles to show urgency. I can honestly say that I am the happiest and healthiest I have been in years doing this job. Yes, it may be considered an entry-level position, but it is absolutely perfect for me. I lost 40 pounds in 6 weeks without even trying. In summary, I am a 35-year-old male who has just discovered that the perfect job and career is valet parking. Story 2. I am a psychotherapist. The number of people who have told me that the work we have done together has changed their lives or made things more manageable for them is very rewarding. I love hearing about people's experiences. I learn something new every day. Story 3. I have a career at McDonald's flipping burgers. My job makes women want to be with me and men want to be like me. Every morning, when I put the name tag on my uniform, it makes me proud. I take pride in what I do and take it very seriously. They say women love a man in uniform. They were not talking about firefighters or police officers. They meant fast food employees. I put the patty on top of the bottom bun, then gracefully place a square piece of cheese on top. Next, I add a piece of lettuce with love, followed by 2 tomatoes with care. Finally, I squirt some ketchup and mustard on there in a perfect zigzag. Story 4. Build stuff for movies. Every gig is different, everything is short-term, and every once in a while I am on set with famous people or at the very least around cool things I dreamed of as a child. I have met some of the most talented people, in my opinion, in the entire entertainment field. I am not wealthy and still sometimes have to struggle. But more importantly, even if there are long periods where it is just work, it is the feeling that anything could happen next month or next year, and if I play my cards right, great things could happen and lead to other opportunities. Just enough things have happened that I can psychologically survive the poor times and the hard years without giving up. And just enough amazing things have happened to me to keep me a believer that anything can happen. Also, I get to be in Los Angeles, which I still love. Story 5. I am a surgeon. It is cliché, but going to work to help people get better and then seeing them in the clinic, telling you they have been on holiday for the first time in years, is so rewarding that it becomes like a drug. Story 6. I write real-time closed captions for phone calls for deaf people. I am a quick typer, so it is easy for me. Story 7. What makes me happy at my job? 1. Feeling safe to be my true self. Manufacturing and selling a product that I love and believe in. Story 8. Learning design. A fair amount of technical writing, graphic design, and video production. Creative enough to be entertaining. I have access to various equipment and applications such as cameras and Adobe software for personal projects and freelance work. Story 9. I am a line cook and have been working in this profession since I was 17 years old. Can be stressful, but I would get bored in any other line of work. Story 10. I am an air traffic controller on the military side and Federal Aviation Administration side. Nothing is better than watching cool jets take off and land, helping new pilots navigate, and being in control of many planes moving around the airport. I have the best office 15 stories high with the best views. Story 11. I serve food. It has some hard moments but can be rewarding. It makes you realize how tough some jobs are. Story 12. Engineering can sometimes be stressful, but I enjoy learning. I cannot see myself ever retiring fully. I would love to continue working in a part-time capacity at least until I pass away. Story 13. Chief Information Officer in a software company. I love it. I set the strategy, secure the funding, hire talented people, and monitor progress. Story 14. Not my forever career, but my current one. I am a nanny. My family loves and treats me like their own, and I do the same. My kids are older, so it is not much work, just house cleaning and driving for Uber. I have flexible hours and live comfortably. It makes me feel valued to be openly loved and needed by them. I get sad thinking about the day my kids will outgrow me and no longer need me around. Story 15. I currently work in commercial refrigeration for supermarkets and restaurants. I love my job. I have been doing this for over 20 years, and I would not change a day of it. Story 16. Purchasing is a good fit for me all around. I like the structure, the math, and the process. It just makes sense, and I have an aptitude for it. When I first got into it, I knew this was the right path for me. I never knew what I wanted to be when I grew up, so I was very happy to discover it. Story 17. Current job is mediocre. My ideal career is a private investigator. Previous employers and friends have told me that my problem-solving and fact-collecting skills would be valuable in an investigative role. I genuinely enjoy gathering facts and presenting evidence for any issue or challenge. I recently earned my degree in business and management, but am unsure how to use it. Entry-level private investigator salaries are not very good, especially at my age, 30, and living near London, so it is a bit challenging. Story 18. I am a bridal stylist. I help brides find their dream dresses and assist them in choosing the bridesmaid dresses. There is nothing like seeing the pure joy on a bride's face when she finds the one. Story 19. I don't really care what I do for work. I care about the benefits and work environment. That's not to say I don't try to do my job well either. I like some level of job satisfaction by doing well. However, I like my current job since I can work half the week from home. Story 20. ESL English, Math, and Science teacher currently living and working in Vietnam. I love it here. The salary is excellent, and I receive a pay raise every year. The cost of living is very low. Most apartments cost between $200 to $300 a month, and a full meal is about $5. I am a highly experienced teacher, and the company I work for is great. So working with children in 4th and 5th grade is relaxed and easy. I have traveled and worked all over Asia and the South Pacific. I have been able to travel around the country and get paid for it. I have weekends off, 1 month off, affordable healthcare, a standard 9-to-5 job, and many holidays off. Originally, I planned to be a police officer, but I am glad I changed career paths. Story 21. Perpetual student starting my Doctor of Philosophy in neuroscience soon. I love the learning environment. I make no money and I have no love life yet, but I love my job. Story 22. Sales and owner. I make too much, and there is no way I would ever listen to someone who knows less than I do or has as much at stake. Self-reliance is amazing. Story 23. I am a marketing and growth manager in a relatively small company. I have been working here for 2 years. It was my second job after graduation. I started at an entry level and was recently promoted to manager. I have learned a lot and have had a great level of autonomy. As a problem solver, this company has allowed me to find and fix problems on my own. I do not really have a mentor or manager. I report directly to the chief executive officer, so no one is really teaching me how to do things. But that is the way I personally like it, figuring things out. I do creative work in graphic design. I also do copywriting and video editing occasionally. I manage all our sales and marketing-related partnerships. I participate in strategic decision-making. Most of all, I work on marketing automations. I like my job. It is challenging in the right way while allowing a lot of flexibility. I work in short bursts of productivity, completing a week's worth of work in a single morning. Having a job where no one questions how many hours I spend on a project is perfect. As long as I do my job well, no one complains. Story 24. I am in technology, and while I sometimes feel farther away from what I thought my goals were, I love the people I work with. I feel confident because I believe I am good at what I do. Story 25. I have been a professional tattoo artist since 2012. 13 years have flown by. I cherish the memories I have with my clients and the traveling that comes with it. Creating art, spending time in the shop with people who share the same interests while listening to music, and earning a good income. I am living my best life. Story 26. Computer engineer. I like solving problems at work, a decent work environment, opportunities for growth, and cool people to be around. I can't complain too much. Story 27. I work in a medical laboratory at a hospital. It is both technical and occasionally exciting. One day I am performing routine maintenance on expensive analyzers while listening to music, and the next night I am helping a nurse clean up blood while the doctor applies stitches to a patient who injured his head on the sidewalk. Story 28. I am retired now, but I spent 15 years as a butcher and enjoyed it. Then I spent 16 years as an industrial mechanic, electrician, and technician, and really enjoyed the work. Story 29. If you are asking about what I do, I would say I am happy. I am a management support officer. That is a formal way of saying I help the people in my department clean up, filter, extract, copy, and paste data on Excel spreadsheets. While I am not an expert, I enjoy working with Excel. I do not lead projects, initiatives, or programs here. I just assist with Excel and occasionally with emails. It is a low-stress, low-interaction job that I rarely need to bring home, which is welcome considering my previous jobs that caused a lot of anxiety for me. If you want to include salary and career prospects, however, it is not exactly the best. Story 30. Senior leadership in software engineering at a large enterprise. Most days are stressful, often maddening. I'm mentally drained some days. Some people are extremely frustrating, but I'm still happy. One of my clearest and most impactful memories as a child was seeing and using a computer for the first time. Then I discovered coding, and it became the only thing I wanted to do. It was the only thing I did besides going to junior high and high school. I would write code in my notebook while at school. I only cared about classes that would help me in my coding projects in some way, so not most. I spent every other waking moment building things. No playing games, no television, no parties. I wouldn't even eat if my mom didn't bring food to the computer. In college, I dropped out because it is not all technology and coding. I didn't think about it as a career. I grew up poor and didn't think I was worthy of a prestigious technology job. It was not until I got a low-level entry job at a large corporate enterprise that my skills gained traction. My career took off very quickly after that. I feel fortunate that something I have always loved can also allow me to survive in the world, even though it comes with a lot of nonsense in the corporate world. Now, with advancements in artificial intelligence, I feel like a kid again, obsessed and consumed all over again. Story 31. Not always happy, but on days I am, it is because I return to what makes life purposeful for me instead of focusing on minor annoyances. Gratitude goes a long way. I feel that if we have time to think about career happiness, it means we have already succeeded to some extent and no longer need to worry about just doing whatever it takes to pay for our next meal. Story 32. I work for the military. I teach new soldiers and officers. It is nice always working with young people, mostly outdoors. The job keeps me fit, the pay is good, and I can blow things up. Story 33. Semiconductor research. I love the people I work with and the company I work for. It is less about the actual work and more about the team I am fortunate to have, along with the benefits and pay that allow me to truly enjoy my time away from work. Story 34. I am a partner at a private medical practice. We have hired an administrative team to handle all the non-medical tasks that everyone dislikes, and there is no one above me directing how to practice. Patients are generally very appreciative, and pay and work-life balance are good. Story 35. In a specialized area of the legal field, I grew to love it and have mastered it. My work-life balance is and always has been exceptional. Story 36. I always work as if I do it for myself, and it always pays off. This is the major issue with the paid workforce. Most of them make minimal effort and leave 5 minutes early. It is all within the boundaries of the contract, yet most employers truly value and pay for commitment and care. I always arrive 20 minutes early and leave 20 minutes later. I look after infrastructure and plan my work 1 or 2 weeks in advance. This always pays off, allowing me to leave whenever I want to see a doctor and so on. Of course, there are very difficult positions in managers, but it is always worth trying to negotiate by offering bartering. Story 37. Musician. Of course, I love it. You kind of have to do it professionally. Sessions, playing live, and teaching are all a great joy to me. Story 38. If you do a menial job or expect to do something that others hate, I can tell you what not to do. I am a writer and copywriter. I take almost no pride in the work I do for the current company. They also expect me to have none. I need to show up, write what they ask, and do so without wasting time. Yet I still love it. It's about how you approach the work. I've seen actual people come in here and leave, saying, "This is soul-destroying." The simple answer is that if you come in constantly trying to impress everyone, you will fail. If you expect Google-like working environments, you will suffer. The approach to these corporate jobs is to not expect that. It requires almost a boomer-level shutting down of yourself. I expect absolutely nothing from this company. I have never once been disappointed by them. Therefore, each day is just another nice day of work. Don't get me wrong, I like the actual work I do, but I chose this profession for a reason. I also won't be here forever, not at all. The trick to being happy in a career is knowing what to expect from it and when to expect it. Story 39. It is not about what I do. It is about how I made a choice to leave the high-paying world of giant multinational corporations and take a role at a much smaller company with about 900 people where I can have a bigger impact, where I am listened to and appreciated. That made all the difference. Stop chasing money. Some companies pay high salaries because they are miserable places to work. Story 40. I work in the arts, largely events. The hours are terrible, the benefits non-existent, and the pay is miserable. I absolutely love the work I do. It is hard work, but once you are done, there is a legitimate sense of pride. The people you work with are fantastic, and you brighten the day of thousands of people. What you do may be the highlight of their year. However, I have worked office jobs that pay double and are much less challenging. Honestly, I really do not understand how or why that is. Story 41. Quality manager. I have loved all my jobs in manufacturing quality. Honestly, I am a little too stressed now, but the pay makes up for it. Story 42. Cybersecurity. I work remotely and get paid to hack things. There are some challenges that come along with it, just like any other job, but for the most part, I love it. Story 43. Software engineer in a big technology company. I focus on coding and provide some coaching while ignoring company politics and bullies. They do not affect me, and I concentrate on my work. I am happy, having worked 11 years in the same company with good performance each year. I also find time to take care of my 4-year-old son and pursue my hobbies. Story 44. I work in rehabilitation. It's a fulfilling job helping people walk again, especially those who were paralyzed from the waist down, or one-sided like stroke patients, or children with cerebral palsy learning to walk. Even when my work environment is difficult or my coworkers are unpleasant, I endure it because of my patients' progress. Some patients are ungrateful and forget they could not walk before, then later can walk after rehabilitation, yet still speak disrespectfully to you as if I owe them something for being their caregiver. However, I don't care. Their success in walking again is daily validation of what I achieve, without needing approval from anyone but myself. Of course, there are those who are appreciative, and it is always rewarding when they recognize what you have done for them. Story 45. I am a consultant in the development field. I work as a freelancer, and it really depends on the people you work with. The people I currently work with are great. The assignments are mostly interesting, and I feel like I contribute a little by improving the lives of some people. At the same time, I have all the flexibility I could dream of. I have deliverables to submit, but other than that, there are only occasional calls and meetings. Nobody cares what time or days I work on those assignments. They just have to be submitted by the deadlines. However, I have also worked with some people and tasks that made this work extremely stressful, with tight deadlines and no boundaries. Story 46. Public high school teacher. Solid salary, summers off, ample sick time, pension, and great benefits. Not all teachers are underpaid and miserable. Story 47. Registration specialist in a hospital. I verify all of your insurance and demographic information. I love it. I was a medical assistant and certified electrocardiogram technician, and I absolutely despised it after a while. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.